Right, so as I said on the other video about the keyboard, getting a little frustrated trying to fly Microsoft Flight Simulator with a very basic joystick and the Xbox pad, so we've gone for a more expensive option, and there's loads and loads of reviews out there about this setup, but they all seem to be from people who have been given them by Thrustmaster, so I thought we'd actually have a real look and comment on the quality and everything else, where other reviewers perhaps haven't done so as readily as I might. This is I think about 250 quid, and it includes an Xbox Game Pass for 1 month. Well, great. This is the Thrustmaster Captain Pack X Airbus edition. It's, you know, they've obviously got it licensed through Airbus, and it's supposed to be a very accurate copy of the Airbus controller side stick. It is for the Xbox, as I say. It's got an Xbox and Windows switch, so I believe you can, you can switch between both if you're using both. It will also connect, it's got a sort of USB hub arrangement, and you can plug into the pendular rudder that I used to have on the X-Plane setup. There's various clamps and things to mount it to desks. You can buy an extra center throttle piece and add it in, so you've got a 4-engine setup then. So yeah, relatively expandable. Loads of buttons. You can also change the buttons on the stick here from one side to the other, so it can be captain or first officer position, whatever you're comfortable flying. I'm more comfortable with the stick in my right hand, yeah, and throttles on the left, so that would be first officer co-pilot configuration, I think. So let's get this open and we'll have a look at the overall quality, because they have, a lot of these things are lacking in some quality, I think, despite the price. So we've got a Game Pass Ultimate with a code there. Yeah, okay. We have a Airbus explanation of different things, what it's actually doing, probably completely unnecessary, but that might be handy. Look, explanation of what all of the buttons do. Yeah, that is a good idea actually. Yeah, so that looks fine. Remove before flight. Excellent. I don't know what that was supposed to be stuck to, because it isn't stuck to, it's just been placed in there. We'll have to think of something to do with that. Right, so let's get that out. We have the instructions, and notice also if you want to swap into a 4-engine configuration, you can do that with those little stickers. It's very light. Yeah, extremely light, actually. And we could probably say disappointingly light, actually. Okay, let's have a look. One of the main issues I have with this type of thing over the years is the lack of friction on things like throttles and other levers, especially the one I've got at the moment. You can just gently touch things and the throttles will just turn off. Now this is an Airbus, so it's got detent positions and reverse thrust. You actually have nice little levers to pick up and pull back into the thrust reverse. Yeah, again detents on the which I don't even know what that is. I think you'll refer to the chart that I wasn't particularly concerned about. Okay, so this is flaps. Yeah, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 flaps. The other side we have. What do we have? Spoilers. Okay, so yeah, retract and full spoilers. We have gear up and down. Yeah, it's just a little toggle switch, and then we've got auto brake, disarm, BTV low, 2, 3 and high. That all feels fine. We have engine off and on. We've got crank, norm and ignition start and 2 buttons. Parking brake, that is just a twist as it would be, and rudder trim, and that's nice. And that is a returning button, switch, so you can adjust the trim and it returns, adjust the trim and returns. Not sure what the button there is for. It is a trim reset. Yeah, nice touch. So if you can pause it up completely and you're going into the sea, then you can just hit trim reset. So that's a nice touch. I think we've got a toga button on the side. Actually, it might not be. It might be wrong there. Let's have a look. Auto throttle disconnect. Yeah, okay. We've got something there that looks like it. That is a friction. That's on or off. So what is that doing? Quite sure what that's doing. Yeah, auto throttle disconnect actually is that. Perhaps it's different on the Airbus. That's a nice touch though. Lift the lever to go into reverse thrust. Used to flying 737s, so the detent is a different something you have to get used to, I think. I mean, you can position it in between. Obviously it's happy in those detents. Yeah, quite nice. So that's that bit. Yeah, very light. Underneath you can probably see we've got various screws, so you can actually separate these. They are interconnecting wires which are going to be in this bag here. So interconnection between each side, you undo these screws and you can separate out, and you can add a second throttle. But I do believe, yeah, you've got engines 1 and 2, 3 and 4. Not quite sure what that will do. It's not actually shown. It's shown on the diagram, but it doesn't actually explain what it does. That will be something to read up on. Yeah, so all good. Now on the back here we have some tensioning screws, so you can actually adjust the tension on these 4 levers, so that is a nice touch. That is what was missing on a lot of stuff previously. Looks like we've got a rudder port there, so yeah, all good. Hopefully that will make things much nicer to fly. Okay, let's go on to the side stick. This apparently is supposed to be a fairly accurate copy of the Airbus side stick in size and function. We've got a button there, hat, trigger here, another one above it. What the hell is that for? Throttle. So it looks like you've got a bit of a throttle here. God knows why. Something else could have gone there, surely. I suppose they sell this on its own. So it looks like it's got a reverse thrust, T-tent there, and then nothing till the top. Buttons all over the place. They repeat the A, B, X and Y buttons either side for the Xbox buttons at the front. And it looks like another button. Oh, I don't know what that does. Oh, that. You can do a rudder with this, and if you've got a rudder pedal, you can press that down and that locks the rudder out on this. So that's an interesting option. Very plasticky feel to all of that. Now, the most important bit, how does that actually feel? Oh, good range of movement. Actually feels very nice. The red button is Autopilot Master. That might be handy. Brakes is this one, except it's spelled B-R-E-A-K-S. I'm assuming it does mean, wheel brakes. Front, so reset cockpit view is the little button here. The trigger is toggle smart camera. Now on my setup at the moment, pulling the trigger here turns the screen to point towards the runway threshold. The threshold will then be in the centre of the screen, so if you've completely lost your bearings, you can just press the trigger and the display will pan off to the runway. Even if you can't see the runway, it will still point towards the runway, and then you let it go and it will go back to your normal view. What else have we got? So that's autopilot. Green is Xbox mapping, so I'm going to have to reset that. PC mapping is yellow. Yeah, okay. So pitch, yeah, obviously. Roll, yeah. External view, POV, that's the hat. Toggle spoilers, there's additional buttons here. I didn't even notice, I thought they were just blank, but there's additional. So we've got toggle parking brake this side, toggle lights, whatever that is, toggle the spoiler, and then toggle landing gear. These two are share. What we're sharing. Okay, well look, it feels very nice. It is very light. And if that's going to be on your lap, it's not going to work, I don't think. That would be moving all over the place. It's a shame you can't join the two in any way. Yeah, I can't do it that way. No way. So I'm going to have to reverse these for my use, I think. But they all feel very nice. And all ready to go with the Xbox, hopefully. USB cable. This is the get it open, the reversible switch. So yeah, looks like yeah, you take both of those off and you've got new switches to go either side. Nice touch. Yeah, I will definitely have to do that. What else have we got? Obviously some instructions, safety warnings, and in here we have, okay, well we have the interconnecting wires, a couple more of those connections if you go for the 4-engine extra throttle setup, and a nasty little screwdriver with a cranked end rather than a normal handle. So I'm not sure you're going to get much pressure out of that, but I mean, at least they've included something. God, no, any pressure on that, that's going to be digging in your fingers. Okay, so I think we can say that we're fairly impressed with that. I'm assuming we just... Why have we got two? They look different. Oh, they're not different lengths. Okay. So it looks like it stretches across to that side, but it doesn't actually quite reach, and it's pulling on that. I don't know whether you can see that. Let me try with the other one. So it clicks in there. One is longer than the other. That's what's going on there. Nope. Yeah, there we go. They are slightly different sizes, I think. That seems to be pulling on there now. Seems to have a longer one and a shorter one that digs in. Oh well, whatever. I'm sure it's fine. Anyway, there we go. So let's first look at that. Really seems okay. Not cheap, but it's certainly going to make things far more enjoyable. As I said, light, reasonable quality. I don't think I've got anything much bad to say at the moment. Hopefully it will fly nicely. Might just nip these tensions up a little bit, but no tendency for it to really go anywhere that it shouldn't. Straight out of the box. So yeah, all good. So I'm just going to add what we've got to do to get these two switches replaced for right hand use. Firstly, there is a switch underneath for left or right hand use, and then there's two screws on this left hand side which go right the way through and hold the switches together, and then you can just slide these out like so. And what do we want? We want that one on here, that one on the other side, like that, and then put these screws back through. A very nice touch, I think. Yeah, that's going to make things much easier for me to control. Yeah, nice. Okay, what else were we going to show? I forgot. We've got USB in twice, and that connects the rudder to this. We've got USB out, obviously, to your Xbox, PC, Xbox controls, and we've also got headphone socket there as well. The two labels you do have to put onto engine 1 and 2 yourself, not a problem. And we're just going to tweak these friction screws here and see what happens. It does actually have a particularly nice, makes a nice difference actually, just nipping those up. Oh yeah, that's nice. That feels very good. Let's just nip these up as well. They're both linked. Yeah, nice. Okay. Very pleased with that. It's giving it a much more realistic feel. Okay, back later.